श्रीमान वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्किक केसरी वेदांताचार्य वर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि. Acharyan Anugraham during this Dhanur Maasam based on Bhagavata Ajna, Swami Sri Veeravalli Swami requested Adiyan to give some little bit meaning, crude translation in English of Nyasa Dasakam and Nyasa Vimsathi, 10 plus 20 slokas during this Dhanur Maasam of 30 days. So, Nyasa Vimsathi, now after completing Nyasa Dasakam, we have taken up Nyasa Vimsathi. Today is a last day wherein we are going to touch upon the final slokam, the 20th slokam. Because it is Vimsathi, 20 verses. So, 20th slokam and the other two slokams which deal with the Palasruti. Today we will wrap it up. So, Swami has given a kind of Prapatti Raksha similar to Pancharatra Raksha, Satcharita Raksha, Nikshepa Raksha. This should be more appropriate to call it as Prapatti Raksha. Swami gave a beautiful description of how Acharya should be chosen, how should he be respected, how a Shishya should behave, and Swami takes up various arguments that have been put forth by the opponents of Prapatti as a moksha upayam and answers these questions in a categorical manner, unambiguously, through the Nyasa Vimsathi Slokams. Swami DESIKA himself had written an extensive Vyakhyanam on this Nyasa Vimsathi Slokam. So today we will have the 20th Slokam, 21st and 22nd Slokam. So here, before we get into the Slokam, 20th Slokam, we will just recite these three verses, then we would touch upon the meanings. Ajna Kaikarya Vritteshwanaga Gurujana Prakriya Nemi Vrittihi Swarhanunyata Seva Vidishu Shasakane Yavadishtam Pravrittaha Karma Prarabdha Karyam Prapadana Mahima Tvasta Sesham Dvirupam Bhuktva Swabhishtakale Vishati Bhagavata Padamolam Prapannaha. Swami mentions here about the Ajna Kainkaryam, Anujna Kainkaryam, about the karma, Sanchita karma, then Prarabdha karma, all that we will talk about in few minutes. Shrutya Smritya Dibhischa Swayamiha Bhagavan Vyakya Vargaischa Siddham Swatantriye Paratantre Pyanitara Gatibi Sadbirasthiyamana Vedantacharya Yittam Vivida Gurujana Granta Samvadavatya Vimshatya Nyasa Vidyam Vyavrunuta Sudhiyam Shreyase Venkateshaha, the Palasruti of Nyasa Vimsathi. And then he mentions a sloka which is a beautiful slokam, which generally is recited after the Nyasa Dasakam. This sloka is recited by Sri Vaishnavas during the Nitya Anusandhanam. Samsara Vartavega Prashamana Subhadrik Desika Prekshitoham Santaktonyairupayair Anuchita Chariteshvatya Shanta Abhishandiyi Nishankastatva Drishtya Niravadik Hatayam Prartya Samrakshakam Tvam Nyasya Tvatpada Padme Varada Nijabharam Nirbharo Nirbhayosmi. It's Adiyan's bhagyam to go through the extensive Vyakhyanams of the great scholars and as compiled by Dr. V. and Vedanta DESIKA with his own Tamil commentary and English translation of that Tamil commentary. Swami has blessed us with The Nyasa Trayi, Nyasa Vimsathi, Nyasa Tilakam, Nyasa Dasakam, all three have been compiled in one book called Nyasa Trayi, released by Srimadandavan Poundrivaram Swami Ashram back in 2006 by Asmad Acharyan. Now, this particular slokam, 20th slokam, is the importance of observing Varnashrama Dharmam. Even though it's not an angam of prapatti, it is a must to do. Varnashrama Dharmam should be done. And Kainkaryam can be classified into two categories, Swami says. Ajna Kainkaryam, Anugnya Kainkaryam. That is, those that ought to be done by a person who is physically fit to observe them are mandatory karmas. Ajna Kainkaryam. It is the Ajna. It is the Bhagavan's command through the Shastrams. That is Snanam, Sandhyavandanam, Bhagavadaradhanam, Srardham, Tarpanam, etc. Nitya karmas, Naimittika karmas. And they are not angas of prapatti. But these varnas, dharma should not be given up. So just because we have renounced, we have performed prapatti, doesn't mean that we can give up these things. It does not fall under the category of sarva dharman parityajya. Renounce all dharmas. It is only karmanyana bhakti yogam that was referred to in that sarva dharman parityajya. And those that are not, need not be done. But still, if you have time, if you are directed, if you want to please Perumal, you can do, which is the Anugnya Kainkaryam. That is offering flowers to the temple, to Acharyan, offering sandalwood, doing pradakshanam in the temple, performing utsavam for Bhagavan. All these things can be done as one's abilities permit and one's time, interest allow. These are the Anugnya Kainkaryams. If you do not do, nothing wrong. If you do, it would be more pleasing to Perumal. And for us, there are two kinds of karmas. One is called Sanchita karma. These are the karmas are based on our own punya papams, which we have been doing for so many births. These Sanchita karmas are those karmas that are not yet given fruit, not yet borne fruit for us. They have not given palan for us yet. So, it can be expiated by our current actions such as tapas, yagam, etc. That is a sanchita karma. And prarabdha karma or that karma which has been taken handful of our heaps and heaps of karma, taken one handful for this janma. That is the prarabdha karma that are already bearing fruit and are being enjoyed by us now. Being our lineage, our parentage, our birth, our gender, our kulam, our dharmam, our plus minus, everything. And those karmas are actions that we are committing now, which will also bear fruit in the future birth. Every minute we are performing either punyam or papam, mostly papam for adiyan. So these things would definitely accrue to the future births as well, because it is getting added to the heaps of karma. So, performance of prapatti, sharanagati, bharanyasam, which is the best of yagams, as mentioned in the 9th slokam, that clears the prapanna completely of sanchita karma. All sanchita karma get burnt, destroyed, crushed. தூயோமாய் வந்து தூமலர் தூவித் தொழுது வாயினால் பாடி மனத்தினால் சிந்திக்க போய பிழையும் புகுதருவான் நின்றனவும் தீயினில் தூசாகும். போய பிழையும் is the sanchita karma. புகுதருவான் நின்றனவும் is the prarabdha karma that will bear fruit in future births for action performed in this birth. Prapatti also clears the effect of prarabdha karma that normally will bear fruit in the future birth. Because we have committed so many births, so many papams even in this birth, punya papams, which will bear fruit for the future birth, that also get crushed, destroyed, burnt in that act of prapatti. So the prapanna is left with only little bit of the effect of prarabdha karma, which he is already enjoying in this birth. and Prapanna enjoys this during this lifetime till the end of this life, is left with no more effect of karma to enjoy and reaches Sri Vaikuntham at the end of this life. That's what is talked about. So one ought to perform these mandate karma, which is ajna karma, anugnya kainkaryam, if duly discharged, it will please, but it is only optional. And the prarabdha karma, the little bit of which is left for us to finish in this birth, we should avoid doing intentional apacharams. Thereby, the prarabdha karma it has to be burnt this birth, before the end of this birth. But how will it get burnt? Only by suffering, only by enjoying, if it is punya. So, we need to get rid of the backlog of the papam and punyam till before the end of this life. There is no carry forward. So, we should make sure that we would not do unpardonable papams. And it has to be expended by the prapanna before his death, before the passing away, since he has got no further birth. So this portion of prarabdha stock is inescapable. That is why even today we observe some great Bhagavatottamas who are prapannas are being put to very misfortune and no disease and shame. All that, it happens. It might happen to us also if we do unpardonable apacharams. And I'm also told that at the end of this life, whatever punya papam which are left still, that would be given to our bandhus or our mitra and our enemies. If whatever punya that is left will be given to all those who were kind towards us, who were mitras, who are friends, who are bandhus, who are positive towards us, who were scolding, abusing and hating, disliking us, for them they would get our papams. So all the more important for us not to commit Bhagavata Apacharam to Prapannas. So this is the end of the 20th slokam. And Swami Desika then goes to the next slokam, which is the 21st slokam, wherein Swami says he incorporates all the minute aspects of Prapatti, which is advocated in Vedas, Upanishads, Smritis, Puranas, Pancharatra works, Alvars, Sri Suktis, etc. So the Veda Vakyams, Mumukchurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye, Shvetashvatara Upanishad mentions, Omityatmanam Unjita, Tasmat Nyasa Tapasama Tirikhtamahuhu, Taitriya Upanishad mentions, Brahmane Tvamahasa, Narayana Upanishad, Smriti, Devanam Danavanam Cha, Samanyamadidaivatam, Sarvada Sharanadvantvam, Vrajami Sharanam Tava Jitante Stotram, Sharanyam Sharanam Shatamahugu Divya Maharishayaha, Ramayanam Yuddhakandam talks about. Sharanam Tvam Prapannaye Dhyana Yoga Vivarjita, Brahmanda Puranam talks about. Yatyena Kama Kamena Nasatyam Sadhanantaraihi Tena Tenapyate Tattat Nyasenaiva Mahamune Paramatma cha tenaiva sadhyate purushottamaha. Ahirbunya Samhita. Ahirbunya Samhita says Sharanagati is a sixfold act. Intention to do whatever is pleasing to the Lord, the avoidance of whatever is displeasing to Him, the faith that He will offer protection, beseeching His protection, feeling of helplessness, all these pancha angams, then the surrender of the self, which is the angi, the sabharanyasam, is the complete process where the prapatti or sharanagati, while the 5 others are angas. Ahirbunya Samhita mentions. The prapatti that I perform to the Lord itself is eternal fruit to me. That is the palan. I desire no other fruit. The absence of the desire for any other fruit other than prapatti is itself considered as the chief angam. So the desire for fruit is opposed to this. That is also in Ahirbunya Samhita. Please be pleased to my upayam. The thought of prayer is called Sharanagati. Let it be performed to the Lord. Ahirpunyasam Gita mentions. I am the abode of, I am the personification of all shastric transgressions. I am without any other means of protecting myself. I have nothing else to attain other than you. Ahirpunyasam Gita mentions. Lakshmi Tantram also says same thing. It says no protection would be given when it is not sought. Piravipperingadal Ninduvar Nindar Iraivanadi Sheradar. Nyasa or self-surrender or Sharanagati, which has the word Nikshepa for a synonym, has 5 angams and is also called Sannyasa or Tyaga or Sharanagati. Lakshmi Tantram says. So, Nammalvar Thiruvaimazhi, O Lord of Venkatam, desired by the celestials and great sages, falling at your feet, this refugeless self has found his refuge. அகலகில்லேன் இறையமென்று அலர்மேல் மங்கை உரைமார்பா நிகரில் புகழாய் உலகம் மூன்றுடையாய் என்னை ஆழ்வானே நிகரில் அமரர் முனிக்கணங்கள் விரும்பும் திருவேங்கடத்தானே புகழொன்றில்லாடியேன் உன் அடிக்கீழமர்ந்து புகுந்தேனே. ஆளவந்தார் says ந தர்மனிஷ்டோஸ்மி ந சாத்மவேதி ந பக்திமான் துச்சரணாரவிந்தே அகிஞ்சனக அனன்யகதி சரண்யத்துத்பாத மூலம் சரணம் பிரபத்யே. ஸ்ரீமன் நாராயண சுவாமின் அனன்ய சரணஸ்தவ Sharanau Sharanam Yataha Tavaivasmyaham Achyuta. Dvaya Mantrantaram says. Sabhratu Sharanau Ghatam Nipitya Raghunandana. In Ayodhya Gandam, Ramayanam talks about. So, everywhere it says. And Sthite Manasi Shushvaste Sharire Satiyo Naraha Dhatu Samyate Smarta Viswarupam Chamama. Tatastam Riyamanantu Kashtapashana Sannibam Aham Smarami Madbhaktam Nayami Paramagatim. Sharama Varaha Charma Slokam. Varaha assures that I myself would take the Prapannan to my abode at the end of his life when he is lying like a log of wood, motionless, in coma state. Even if he lies, not that you have to fall into coma only for him to be, for a person to be protected. No. Even if you are so. Sakrideva prapannaya tavasmiti cha yachate abhayam sarvabhudebhyo datamyetat bratam mama, Rama mentions, which we enjoyed even yesterday. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja aham tva sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami masuchaga, do not lament. All these pramanams, authoritative scriptures, greatly glorify the prapatti. So, it has been rendered by Venkatesha, the Kavi, who was honored with the title Vedanta Acharya by Sri Ranganatha himself. Swami mentions this prapatti, which has been glorified in Vedas, Upanishads, Smriti, Purana, Pancharatra work, Alvar, Acharya's works, and has been practiced with efficacy by Alavanda, Ramanuja and others, have been beautifully compiled by me, the Venkatesa, who was honored with the title Vedanta Acharya. This work, as it is, and it is a commentary from the elders, the Acharya's works, Alva's works, Upanishad, Sri Sukti, everything. And it is a conferrer of enjoyment and good auspiciousness, Mangalam, to all believers in Prapatti's efficacy. They are the good scholars described as Sudhis, Swami mentions. They are all Sudhis. Next slokam, which is Samsara Vartavega Pachamana Subhadik Desika Prechidogam Santaktonye Rupai Anuchadarisha Vadyasatha Vishanti Nishangas Tatpadrishya Niravadikadayam Praptya Samrakshakam Tvam Nyasya Totpada Padme Varada Nijabharam Nirbharo Nirbayosmi. Swami Desikan concludes this slokam. It is Swa Anustamana Slokam. Swa Anushtana Slokam. Swami Desikan concludes with a gist how he was led to Prapatti, how he lives his life now as a Prapanna after performing Prapatti. This is all for us to contemplate every day, this particular Anusandhanam. This concluding sloka is included as a part of Nityanusandhanam at the end of Nyasa Dasakam, which is recited during the Bhagavad Aradhanam every day by Sri Vaishnavas. A Prapanna can quickly recapitulate the whole of the essence of Nyasa by reciting this. Samsara Vartaveka Pachamana Subhadik Desika Prechitoham. I chose a good Acharya who could instruct me, initiate me, and gave me the Upadesam with Vailakshanya Kataksham, how to get out of this samsara sagaram, the whirl of samsaram, the sulal of samsaram. And I had his Divya Kataksham. Because of the Acharya Kataksham, because of the Acharya's Upadesam and his initiation, Adiyan obtained the knowledge that could help me analyze and understand the difficulty of Bhakti Yoga and the realization that Prapatti is the only redemption, recourse open to me. In fact, the Karmanyana Bhakti Yoga are the ones who told me, you are not fit to come near us, go away. They are the ones who told me. So, this Prapatti recourse is now open to me, which I could perform easily and attain the desired result of moksham because of Acharya Upadesam and getting rid of the samsaric affliction, performing it only once, this Prapatti, and one and only once. I learned the facts about Prapatti, and so I had no doubt whatsoever about the efficacy of Prapatti. I sought refuge of Perarulalan with Pirati. Here he talks about Perarulalan because he is the one, because of his grace, because of his arul, because of his compassion, because of his vatsalyam, dhayai, we are blessed with this moksha anubhavam. And it is only him who is granting us the moksha. Because he is the Perarulalan and he is with Pirati always, as the sole refuge, as Divya Dampati who could protect me. I surrendered all responsibility for my protection at the feet of Divya Dampati and performed Prapatti at their feet. Since I am now living the life of a Prapanna with Nirbharam, Nirbhayam, I feel completely relieved of all burden, all responsibility for myself from this point. Since all my actions from that point have been directed to only Bhagavat Kainkaryam, Acharya Kainkaryam, Bhagavata Kainkaryam, there is nothing more to fear about any accumulation of karma anymore. So I continue to lead a life of Nishkamya Kainkaryam to Bhagavan. There is no material worldly desires and I am not doing any act towards that, while spending the rest of my life in this world and deriving infinite joy, Peranandam, serving Bhaktas, Bhagavatas, Bhagavan, Acharya. So, we will just recite that slokam and conclude. Samsara vartavega prasamana subhadikdresika prechitogam santaktonyai rupai anuchita chariteshvadya satthabhishantihi nishanka tattva drishtva niravadikatayam pratya samrakshakam tvam nyasya tutpada padme varada nijabaram nirbharo nirbhayosmi. It's a whole bhagyam for Adiyan to, in spite of Adiyan's lack of knowledge on anything, especially in Tamil, Sanskrit, English, Adiyan, where fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Adiyan just rushed into it. Acharya Anugraham, this could be done with little justice to it. Anything good is because of Acharya Anugraham only. Anything defect is only because of Adiyan's deficiency. Dhanyosmi, Dhanyosmi, Dhanyosmi. Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha.